In this video, I want to show you how you can make interactive flashcard games with your students so that they're involved in it, collaborating as well. So we're going to use a tool called Pear Deck Flashcard Factory. Pear Deck itself is a Google Slides add-on that allows you to build interactive slides to interact with your audience, but we're going to be looking at the Flashcard Factory right here. So to get to Pear Deck, just peardeck.com. I'm already logged into my teacher account and I'm going to start a vocab list right here. To give you an overview while we're getting everything loaded, essentially you create a list of words and you can choose to include definitions or not, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But these words get spit out to your students. They're divided into two teams, the day shift and the night shift. A student is working with a partner on their shift where one student is writing down either the definition or an example, while another student is creating a visual. So we're getting some of that dual coding of having visuals and words with your definitions. Once you're finished, it can be exported as a Quizlet set for students to study from. So I'm here right now, and I'm going to enter in some terms right here, and I could enter in a definition right here. The nice thing is that I can also get a definition from Merriam-Webster right here as well. So the way that I'm going to do it though is I'm going to use it in a specific context. So I want students to know their Spanish colors. So what I want to do is I could give them the word rojo, no definition, and verde, no definition, azul, and amarillo. Now, another thing that I'm going to do, just so that I could show you both of these, is that I'm going to also do this in English, and I'll explain why when we get there. I'm just going to do a couple of them in English. Okay, I got that right there. Another option is that if you already have a list of words, you can import them from text or another spreadsheet or anything like that as well. So I'm going to play Flashcard Factory. It's going to let me know that, oh, I'm missing some definitions, but that's how I want it. So I'm going to click Start Game anyway. And what this is going to do, it's going to bring up a code that you're going to project to your students, and they're going to get on with their devices. So I'm going to be getting on my phone. I'm at joinpd.com. And I'm going to enter in our code here. And once I'm logged in, you'll see that this will change right here to one worker joined. All right, so now let's say I got all my people. I can go ahead and clock in right here. Okay, I'm given some the shifts right here, the teams that people would be broken into, and I can always shuffle it if I don't like it, but I'm going to click Let's Play. So on the teacher's end, you see this factory of these words coming out right here from the different teams, and they will get put on this conveyor belt right here. And right now I have examples for 0 of 6 terms. So you'll want to do this until you at least get a couple examples for each term. But this is what it looks like on a student's device. So right now it says draw an example of rojo. So I'm just going to draw some red scribbles right here. There we go. Click I'm done. And it says write an example. So I'm going to do red. Looks good, ship it, and you see this one coming out right here. And I'm just going to do a couple more here so I could get to those other ones. So here I have one that is red, and I'm going to write the Spanish word rojo on here. I'm done, and we're just going to say we're going to go to quality control. So now on these, I get to go through and see, all right, which one do I like? Do I like this one? Is it good enough? And the reason why we're broken into teams is that if I accept a team's definition, then that team gets a point right here. So I could look through these, like maybe I have a couple examples of rojo. I could see which one I like the best and accept that one. Could use your students here as well, giving them an opportunity to communicate why theirs is the best and why you should choose that one. So I'm just gonna stamp that one. I'll stamp that one. Go ahead and stamp that one, even though it's not yellow. Okay, but this is the other example I wanted to go through. This is the word was red and the example is rojo, and you can see I have this right here. We're going to do that. We're going to export to Quizlet, and I can make this I can make this into a Google Classroom right here. So I could say, or sorry, I'm going to first do it with Quizlet. So I could say test words. I could give it a password protection. I could enter in a password that I wanted or not, or I could just make it public so that they don't need a password. All right, so those are going to Quizlet, and now I'm able to share the classroom and create an assignment here as well. So I'm gonna click on this, and what's nice is that in my set, I'm given the word. You'll notice that definition is blank, but the example is red. Okay, so if I were to actually give the definition, we'd have a definition right here, and then they would give an example of it used in a sentence or describing it further. And then here's our visual. And now the reason why I wanted to show you why I might have the word red and then have them do it in Spanish is that this says rojo right here. If I flip it, it says red, and I get this red. That's, I mean, I could understand that as an English speaker, okay? But if I go to this one, it didn't let me do that one. There's red, okay? If I wanted to know what red is, the Spanish word for it, okay, well, now it's rojo, but I see the visual right here. So now I'm connecting this red color with rojo rather than connecting this red color with the English word red for rojo. So we're getting more of a dual coding right here, saying rojo and red at the same time, saying verde and green, saying azul and blue. So that is a great way for you to work with your students, have them be a part of the process, have them creating their own flashcards, competing against each other, collaborating with each other, and being creative.